Hey folks, welcome to another episode of Military Forces Unleashed. Today, we're diving into the world of unmanned aerial vehicles with a spotlight on the Northrop Grumman X-47B, a drone that's as much a symbol of the future as it is a reminder of the challenges that come with cutting-edge technology. If you think drones are just small, buzzing nuisances, the X-47B is here to set the record straight. This beast was designed to take off from aircraft carriers, carry out precision strikes, and then land itself, all without a human in the cockpit. But, as with any groundbreaking tech, the road from concept to reality wasn't exactly smooth. We did it! A huge thank you to every single one of you for getting us to 1,000 subscribers. You've been the fuel, the firepower, and the reason this channel is taking off like a supersonic jet. But as every good commander knows, victory in one battle means it's time to gear up for the next mission. So here's the new objective, 4,000 hours of watch time. We're aiming high, and I'm counting on you to help get us there. Let's crush this next target together. Stay sharp, stay engaged, and let's make some history. The X-47B's journey began in the early 2000s, amidst the growing realization that future wars would need more than just manned aircraft. The US Navy wanted something stealthy, autonomous, and capable of operating from an aircraft carrier, a tall order to say the least. Enter Northrop Grumman with a proposal that sounded like something out of a sci-fi novel. The X-47B was born under the Navy's Unmanned Combat Air System Demonstration (UCAS-D) program, aiming to push the limits of what drones could do. The idea was to create a prototype that could lead to a whole new class of carrier-based UAVs. And while the X-47B did succeed in many ways, it also highlighted just how far we still have to go in this field. The X-47B's design is where things get really interesting or complicated depending on how you look at it. This isn't your average drone. We're talking about a flying wing design that borrows more than a few tricks from its older cousin, the B-2 Spirit bomber. Picture a sleek, bat-like aircraft with a wingspan of 62 feet, gliding through the skies with an eerie silence. That distinctive shape isn't just for show. It's all about reducing radar cross-section and enhancing stealth. The fewer bumps and edges it has, the harder it is to detect. But don't let its futuristic appearance fool you. The X-47B is as much a triumph of engineering as it is a nightmare to integrate. Let's talk about the materials for a second. The X-47B is built with a composite airframe, which is another way of saying it's a high-tech blend of materials designed to be both strong and lightweight. This isn't your typical aluminum skin. We're talking about advanced composites that can take a beating while keeping the drone as stealthy as possible. But here's where the fun begins, integrating this technological marvel into the chaotic environment of an aircraft carrier. It's like trying to land a spaceship on a postage stamp. Carrier operations are all about timing, precision, and reliability, and those are three things that unmanned systems traditionally struggle with. Even seasoned human pilots have a hard time sticking the landing on a moving deck, so you can imagine the challenge of getting an autonomous drone to do it consistently. But as with any pioneering design, the X-47B faced its fair share of challenges. The flying wing design, while excellent for stealth, isn't exactly the most stable platform in the world. It required a sophisticated flight control system to keep it airborne, especially during complex maneuvers like landing on a carrier deck. And then there's the issue of size. At 62 feet across, the X-47B is large for a drone, which brings its own set of logistical challenges when operating from a carrier. Stowing it, launching it, and recovering it are all more difficult when you're dealing with something this big. In the end, the X-47B's design was both its greatest strength and its biggest challenge. It pushed the boundaries of what unmanned systems could do, but it also highlighted just how difficult it is to make these systems work in the real world. The Navy learned a lot from the X-47B, and while the drone itself never saw combat, the lessons from its design have paved the way for the next generation of unmanned carrier-based aircraft. Now let's talk about what really makes a drone interesting. The armament, or in the case of the X-47B, the armament that could have been. When the X-47B first took to the skies, it wasn't exactly bristling with weapons. In fact, it was more of a high-tech guinea pig, a technology demonstrator meant to show off what the future of unmanned combat could look like. But the potential was always lurking beneath that sleek exterior. You see, the X-47B was designed with the idea that one day it could carry a serious payload, up to 4,500 pounds of ordnance to be precise. We're talking precision-guided bombs, air-to-surface missiles, and maybe even a few surprises that the Pentagon hasn't declassified yet. The concept was simple yet revolutionary: create a drone that could carry out strike missions autonomously, without the need for a human pilot to be anywhere near the battlefield. Imagine a scenario where this bat-winged beast silently glides into hostile territory, delivering its payload with pinpoint accuracy, all while the pilot is safely sipping coffee thousands of miles away. It's the kind of thing that keeps enemy commanders up at night, and for good reason. The X-47B could have been a game-changer in high-risk environments, places where sending in a manned aircraft might be more of a suicide mission than a strategic operation. But here's where things get a little murky. The X-47B never fully realized its potential as an armed combatant. Sure, the design could theoretically handle the weight and complexity of modern munitions, but the program never quite got there. Budget cuts, shifting priorities, and perhaps a bit of old-fashioned military skepticism meant that the X-47B was more of a proof of concept than a fully operational weapon of war. It's like building a race car, getting it all shiny and ready for the track, and then deciding to leave it in the garage because you're not sure it'll make it around the first turn. This leaves us with more questions than answers. Could the X-47B have been the ultimate unmanned strike aircraft? Possibly. Would it have changed the face of modern warfare? Maybe. But we'll never really know because the program was shelved before it had a chance to show what it could do with a full load of bombs and missiles. So, while the X-47B remains a fascinating chapter in the story of unmanned aerial vehicles, it's also a bit of a what could have been in the annals of military history. A drone that was built to be a game changer but was never given the opportunity to play. The X-47B is powered by a Pratt & Whitney F100 PW220U engine, which is a variant of the engine used in the F-15 and F-16 fighter jets. This engine provides the drone with enough thrust to reach speeds of up to 700 miles per hour, with a maximum range of around 2,100 nautical miles. But power isn't just about speed, it's also about reliability, especially when you're talking about an autonomous system that needs to operate in the demanding environment of a carrier deck. The engine performed admirably in tests, but the complexity of integrating such a powerful propulsion system into an unmanned platform was a constant challenge, leading to several delays and technical issues throughout the program. The X-47B's brief yet impactful operational history is a tale of firsts that reshaped naval aviation. In 2013, it became the first unmanned aircraft to autonomously take off and land on an aircraft carrier, marking a monumental step forward in the integration of drones into naval operations. However, this wasn't about preparing the X-47B for battle. It was about proving that such a system could work in the challenging environment of a carrier deck. The drone also participated in trials for autonomous aerial refueling, another pioneering achievement that pushed the boundaries of what unmanned systems could accomplish. But here's the catch: these feats were more about testing possibilities than gearing up for combat. While the X-47B showcased what the future might hold, it was never destined to be the Navy's go-to in a fight. Its operational history is more a collection of impressive demonstrations than actual deployments. The Navy used the X-47B as a testbed to learn what works and, just as importantly, what doesn't when it comes to unmanned, carrier-based operations. The drone's successes in these trials were invaluable, but they also highlighted the challenges of fully integrating such systems into a fleet built around manned aircraft. In the end, the X-47B's legacy isn't about what it did in combat, because it never saw any, but rather about how it laid the groundwork for the next generation of unmanned aerial vehicles that will likely take on roles it was only beginning to explore. Despite its short-lived career, the X-47B remains a symbol of what the future of air combat could look like. It demonstrated that unmanned systems could not only complement but potentially replace manned aircraft in certain roles. However, it also serves as a reminder of the challenges that come with pioneering new technology. The X-47B may not have seen combat, but its legacy lives on in the advancements it inspired and the doors it opened for future UAV development. It's a testament to the fact that in the world of military technology, pushing the envelope often means accepting that not every project will reach its full potential. Yet, the X-47B's influence is undeniable. Its breakthroughs in autonomous operations and carrier integration set the stage for the next generation of drones that could redefine aerial warfare. Even if it didn't become the frontline asset some envisioned, its role as a trailblazer ensures its place in the annals of military innovation. That's it for this episode of Military Forces Unleashed. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the X-47B, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss any future episodes. Got thoughts or questions? Drop them in the comments below and let us know what you think about the future of unmanned combat systems. And remember, in the world of cutting-edge tech, the first step forward is often on shaky ground. Stay sharp.